Good morning, everybody. So, for my project, I'm doing this because for Monday, May 4th, I will not be able to talk properly. So, just as we've been learning in class, come up with something different when faced with a challenge. So, my name is Selena Romero, and this is my project 2. So, my project kind of presented itself before we were assigned it. I was in the middle of something when we got the project, so when I was in the middle of this, I thought this was a perfect project for it. So what I did was I taught someone who was terrified of the water how to swim, and my friend was a 60-year-old woman named Addie. She didn't know how to swim before, and because she was afraid, she was terrified. The only reason she decided that it was time for her to learn was she started to drown when only about an inch of water covered her face. So she's about a little under 5 feet, and when she was exercising in a 4.5 feet pool, her foot slipped into the 5 feet, and the water just about covered her nose, and she was drowning with that. So she realized she needed to learn how to at least survive in the water. So she came up to me one day after I was done with my lessons and asked me if I could teach her privately, and I agreed. So it started out that way. So my plan of action was to teach her how to swim. We had to overcome her fears and her judgments of the water already, and we had to build her confidence, which she had absolutely no confidence. The only confidence she was in was she was confident she would drown. So we had to change that. So we worked little by little and got her more and more comfortable in water. She learned little by little, starting off with the basics. It took us a long time for her to just be able to swim without me right next to her, holding onto the equipment with her. So it was a very long process, and patient process. We also had to work with her limitations. She was an older client. I couldn't push her to swim 5 laps right away. We started off swimming only half laps. She was only comfortable swimming where she could touch the floor. So it was a very slow process. And after 2 months, so when I got the assignment, I was already a month into her swimming. So a month later, this was the end result. Now, this may not seem like the most amazing swimming technique in the whole wide world, but for her, this was huge. She did swim the whole lap all the way down, which she had never done in her life, so 25 meters, without me being right next to her, no equipment. She was able to swim freely all by herself. She lost her fear of the water somewhat. She was able to swim laps all by herself. She would tell me she'd go to the pool and swim laps by herself, and before she would have never dreamed of doing that. I taught her how to tread water, so she was able to jump into the water and get back up now, which was a great big deal for her. Going from drowning in an inch of water to being able to tread in 6 feet of water was huge. She now dove in willingly to the water, and she swam without me next to her. And the best story she told me was over a weekend she went to Las Vegas with her friends. For the first time ever, she was able to join her friends in the pool and not be afraid of what would happen, or she was the confident one. It was kind of funny because this time she was the one taking care of her friends, and she would get out of the water, so she was able to enjoy activities she had never been able to enjoy before. So that's awesome for me. So what I learned out of this whole experience was a huge amount of patience, compassion for people's different abilities, and I just, how to understand where people come from and why they choose not to do certain things. I also learned how to encourage people, because yes, you can go good job and clap our hands and stuff, but it's a skill to be able to learn how to encourage people, especially when they're really scared of something. You really have to know how to talk to them and be able to get them over that hurdle. And then And the last thing I learned was how to build a lasting relationship with someone. You know, it's not always easy to have a good relationship with someone you're trying to teach, especially if they're afraid of something. You know, they can quite easily learn to resent you or be angry with you. Or so to be able to have someone who's scared of water and then still, be very happy with you and have a good relationship with, that's a huge thing I learned how to do. We had a very, very beneficial relationship to both of us. As she was learning, I was learning, and it just worked for the both of us, which, helped me take that step closer to being more holistic. And, as you can see, I learned how to improvise. What one technique may work for someone may not work for another person, so you really have to learn how to improvise and work with people's abilities or disabilities. And, this experience really did change my life, because I realized I had the power to change someone's life. You hear all the time that you can change someone's life, but until you really experience it, it doesn't really click with you. And this experience really made me realize how much power I had in changing someone else's life, even if it's just with swimming. Excuse me. With her swimming, it helped her do other activities she had never been able to do before in her life, and she no longer felt limited. So that was something I helped her gain, and that was amazing for me. And I use her story as an example to inspire others all the time, and I use her as a tell people about her all the time when I have other clients who are just scared, and I tell them, it's possible, it's never too late to learn. So, her story really helps set a foundation for me, for other clients. And I also, it's really nice to see that it's never too late to overcome a fear or learn a new skill. So, if you feel now that you can't learn something or you should have learned it as a kid, it's never too late to learn. And, this experience will encourage me to continue with my pursuit of a healthcare professional, because I want to keep having that feeling of changing someone's life and for the better, and I really enjoyed having those feelings, so I want to keep pursuing feelings like that. And it also inspired me to open my own swim school. I always wanted to open my own swim school, but after this experience, it really made me see the benefits of a swim school for others, not just for myself, but for others. So, thanks for listening, and have a good day.